everybody, and thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank the organizers for this great event. Thank you for the effort and pulling this together. It's amazing to be here and raise our voices for what the people that are incarcerated. We can say that they are in camps or they're in cells, but they're incarcerated. That's what it is. Chinga la migra. Chinga la migra. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for caring about other human beings, for caring about the suffering of children and families. Tonight, we're gathered here to say enough is enough. We are here to raise our voices and speak for the voiceless, to speak for the people that can't be heard, to give a voice to the silent screams of mothers, fathers, grandparents, and children that are incarcerated at the border, to lend a voice to those who are desperate, afraid, exhausted, and hopeless. We are here to give voice to the pain and suffering of our fellow human beings. We are here to denounce and condemn the incarceration and separation of children, mothers, fathers, entire families. We are here to denounce the incarceration of families as a cruel, inhumane, and unlawful, and as a human rights violation. Yeah. Many families affected by this crisis are fleeing gang threats and domestic violence situations in Central America. They are coming to the border seeking asylum, a legal process that the United States has offered since the end of World War II. The horrors of the Holocaust led to the U.S. leaders of the 1950s to recognize the pivotal role of the country would play in saving lives. But Trump and his administration, from day one have waged a war on immigrants, and it has been relentless. Through lies, misinformation, and the propaganda machine, this administration has distorted the truth about immigrants and the immigration system, especially targeted south of the border immigrants. These immigrants are being targeted because of their country of origin, the color of their skin, the language they speak, and the social economic status. In the eyes of Trump and his administration, immigrants from the south of the border are lesser human beings. Not only lesser, but fair game to use as a political pawn. If they can convince the country that these particular immigrants, asylum seekers, are lesser humans, and that we, the immigrants, are here to take what's yours, and that we are all criminals, then they can keep committing those atrocities and call it justice or law and order. The family separation crisis is a result of a federal government zero-tolerance policy. This policy instructed immigration officials to criminally prosecute anyone crossing the border between ports of entry in the United States, even those who came seeking asylum. In order to criminalize and prosecute parents, they had to be separated from their children. This administration has created this crisis because they can. A bully goes after those who cannot defend themselves. And he's betting that no one will stand up for them, for the immigrants. He's betting that this nation has forgotten the atrocities of the past. Every time this administration and its officials refers to people as illegals, their goal is to dehumanize people, to create us and them situation with the goal of normalizing inhumane treatment, normalizing cruelty, and as a punishment for seeking a better life and exercising the legal right to seek asylum. If Trump had his way, then the people of this nation will be silent, and lies and the level of cruelty that is causing is very difficult to comprehend. But we will be silent no more. And you can say it with me. We will be silent no more. We will be silent no more. Basta. The dehumanization of people in order to try to excuse the inexcusable and try and excuse the separation of children from their families, having no intention or plans to return them to their parents, is evil.
Yes. Yes.
Lying to the public about how many children are separated and creating pain and suffering in subhuman conditions just because they can. It's evil.
Amen, sister. Yes.
But we are silent no more. Silent no more.
Silent no more.
Silent no more. Silent no more. I will say it again. Silent no more. No more. Nunca más. We are here to demonstrate to the immigration community, or the immigrant community, and to the world that we care about what happens to fellow humans in the United States of America. We are here to stand up and speak against the dehumanization and criminalization of people, of immigrants seeking asylum or trying to have a better life. We are here exercising our First Amendment rights to speak against the unlawful separation and incarceration of children and families. Yes. We are here for the mothers, the fathers, the grandparents, the uncles and aunts, the children. And we are silent no more.
Silent no more.
How do we explain to a child, a 3, 4-year-old, a 10-year-old, that it's not their fault that they're in a cage? That it's not their fault that they are without their parents, that they will see them again? How do we say to a child that it's going to get better and that people care, that we care? I don't know, but I believe that tonight we are showing that we care, and we can start by standing up for what's right, like we're doing tonight, showing the immigrants, the local communities here in Olympia, in Mason County, and other counties close to Olympia, that we care, that we are not going to stand and be quiet, and that we are going to be able to speak the truth and not allow the lies of Trump. Sorry. Say that's. We we are not going to allow those lies to stand anymore. We can look for places where when something come up, we can look, for example, to the ACLU. They have a great website where we can go and check out what the facts are. We're not going to let their misrepresentation, the status quo, to just say that immigrants are criminals just because he said so. I want to invite you to volunteer, to vote, to donate to the local causes here in Olympia. I want to speak a little bit about CIELO. Sorry. CIELO is a multicultural, multilingual organization dedicated to help the immigrant community. We serve a diverse population of people from Latin America and Mexico, and we are the only nonprofit organization within the Thurston, Lewis, and Mason counties to provide services for immigrant communities. We provide educational programs, mental health services, and advocacy for victims of crime. 2,000 immigrant families reach out to CIELO each year for support as they create better lives for themselves and their families. 150 volunteers work with CIELO staff, and every month expanding the impact of those services and creating bridges. 23 years is the number that CIELO has been running. We have been around for about 23 years. And we're growing, and we're looking for support. And our community of immigrants is looking for support. And if you can look at somebody and smile, that is a big deal. People are scared, people are worried, and all they need is to know that we are there for them. Thank you.